In today's episode, we're about to take a deep dive into one of the world's most fascinating and enduring mysteries, the Loch Ness Monster, or as it's affectionately known, Nessie. For nearly a century, stories of a giant serpentine creature lurking in the deep waters of Loch Ness in Scotland have captivated imaginations worldwide. But does this legendary creature truly exist? Or is Nessie just a product of folklore, misidentifications, and hoaxes? In today's episode, we'll explore the history of Nessie's legend, examine the evidence, both compelling and dubious, and delve into the ongoing intrigue that continues to surround the Loch Ness Monster. Whether you're a staunch skeptic or a true believer, one thing's for sure. Loch Ness is a place full of mystery, and Nessie is far from forgotten. So let's jump in and discover whether there's any truth to the tale of this elusive creature that has, for nearly a century, refused to be fully captured, explained, or debunked.
I'm Sammy.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are Spooky Sleuths.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to Spooky Sleuths.
In today's episode, we're taking a look at Nessie Girl.
She sounds so nice. Like, Nessie is just such a cute little name.
But I feel like she would tear us apart.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about Miss Nessie Ness.
So to understand the Loch Ness Monster, we need to travel back in time, way back to the 6th century. And I was not born. I was not born.
A little bit before you were born. Just a little bit.
The earliest recorded mention of a creature in Loch Ness comes from a surprising source, St. Columba, the Irish missionary.
All right.
According to a 7th century biography of Columba,
She helped him write it.
Damn it. St. Columba, by the way, not Columbia. I read that as Columbia.
I listened to it as Columbia. I don't know my saints.
It's fine. According to a 7th century biography of Columba, he encountered a large creature in the river Ness, which flows from Loch Ness. In the story, Columba commands the creature to go back into the water after it attacks a man swimming in the river. Miraculously, the creature obeys. This event, however, is more myth than evidence. Part of the
hagiographies?
Okay.
I don't know.
Part of the hagiographies, which are the saints' biographies, that blend historical figures with legend. But it was a story that set the tone for future tales about a creature living in the loch.
I am all for believing these stories.
Me
by
too.
The way, every cryptid, every story about a cryptid, I believe.
Me too, but I am a highly influenced person. Like, I am easily influenced.
You are the most influenced person I've ever met.
I am easily convinced. Yeah, it is what it is.
So, Nicole, this ghost hunt we have coming up, you're paying for the whole thing, right? That's so great of you. Did I influence you?
Not quite.
Okay.
I mean, if I weren't going to Disney World, I would.
Oh, so you're going to fly us to England so we can go and... Wait, where's Loch Ness?
Scotland.
You're flying us to Scotland so we can go find the Loch Ness Monster?
Next year, it's in the plan.
And we're not telling your husband?
Oh, that might be a deal breaker. I am not a good liar, even by omission.
We'll just spend it and tell him later.
Like, Nicole, what is this $10,000 charge? I don't know.
I was influenced.
All right. So let's fast forward to 1933. And this is where the modern legend of Nessie truly begins. That year, George and Charlotte Spicer, a local couple, reported seeing a large mysterious creature cross the road in front of them near Loch Ness. They described the creature as having a long neck and large humps, like Sally the camel.
My humps, my lovely lady bumps.
Sally the camel has 5 humps. Weird. Clearly
We're
on 2
different.
different paths. Soon after, more reports began to surface, some describing the same creature, others detailing even stranger shapes. Then came the media frenzy,
Of course.
as expected.
The media.
Newspaper stories and photographs began to spread, fueling public interest and setting the stage for the legend of Nessie to explode into global consciousness. But what caused this sudden surge of sightings? Could it have been coincidence or was something else at play? One of the most iconic pieces of evidence in the Loch Ness legend is the famous 1934 surgeon's photograph. Dr. Kenneth Wilson, a physician from London, took the photo, which showed a large shadowy figure in the loch, resembling a creature with a long neck and small head. For decades, this photograph was considered one of the most convincing pieces of evidence of the Loch Ness Monster.
And we'll post that picture here.
Yeah, definitely. What most people don't know is that in 1994, it was revealed that the surgeon's photograph was a hoax. According to a man named Christian Sperling, who had worked with the photographer, the image was staged using a toy submarine with a plastic head attached to it.
That's just wrong. I hate when people fake evidence.
Me too. And that took some work to fake that evidence.
So it was intentional.
And nowadays, with AI and everything, it's so easy to fake literally anything.
Like, I sent you that reel of a huge axolotl, and you're like, that's AI. And I'm like, gosh dang it, I didn't know it was AI.
Right? Like, that would have been so cool to cuddle.
It was like as big as this table. It was pretty cool.
I love axolotls. So anytime
She
Sammy
loves
comes,
axolotls a lotl.
I do. And anytime Sammy comes across something with an axolotl on it, she sends it to me. Like, there was a summer that I was going to every reptile show I could go to look at them. Confessions.
But not buy them because they're a lot of work.
They are. To get set up. Like, once you get everything set up, it's fine. But between the toddler and trying to do everything else, I do not need to try to keep another thing alive right now.
In 18 years, you can try.
Yeah.
Well, 16 years.
Despite this revelation, the photograph continued to fuel the Nessie myth for many years, proving how powerful this one piece of evidence had become. I'd seen the picture before. I didn't realize it was hoaxed until researching, till we found that.
Yeah, me either.
However, the surgeon's photograph wasn't the only piece of evidence that kept people intrigued. Over the years, more photos, videos, and stories emerged, some of which have continued to capture the imagination of the public. Which now it would be really hard for me to believe something because of AI.
Right.
Like, for capturing any cryptid, I would be hard pressed to believe it because you can't believe everything you see online in general, but now especially with AI.
And somebody needs to tell like all the Facebook nanas that. But
Right.
that picture was not even like, that was way before AI.
Right.
And
that
it was
was
so good.
And that was intentional manipulation.
And now we have AI. Imagine how convincing it could look.
Right. Over the years, there have been countless pieces of evidence that either claim to show or suggest the presence of a large creature in Loch Ness. Let's take a look at some of the most well-known examples. First, there's this 1960 footage film by Tim Dinsdale, an aviation engineer who captured.
It's Dinsdale, but you know what I said.
So that's where your head goes when we're talking about Nessie. But all I can think of is I'm gonna need about Tree Fitty.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, South Park, man! Like,
I'm not a South Park person.
I
can't
know.
understand what they're saying.
Chef's parents talk about this creature from the deep that kept asking him for Tree Fitty. 350, like
yeah, I got you.
Okay,
I was from the Fairly Odd Parents.
Dinsdale,
Dimmadome.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway,
we're best friends. We just live on opposite ends of the wavelength.
I was sheltered.
Very. She just watched Ghost last weekend.
Thanks, Clint.
The footage shows what appears to be a large creature moving across the loch's surface. Dinsdale's video helped to revive interest in Nessie, especially since he was considered a reliable and serious witness. Then, in 1987, a huge search operation known as Operation Deepscan was launched. It involves sonar devices, boats, and teams of scientists scanning the depths of Loch Ness for any signs of unusual creatures. You know that a story has taken on a life of its own whenever scientists are like, let me try and find him.
When they're spending real dollars on this.
Yes. Not just somebody vacationing and snapping a picture. Like, spending dollars on people and teams and
lots of dollars.
They would have to.
And equipment. Oh.
The search yielded some rather strange results. Sonar readings picked up large moving objects in the loch, although these were never conclusively identified as a Loch Ness Monster.
But it was.
Naturally. Some scientists suggested that these could be schools of fish, underwater currents, or other natural phenomena, but the readings sparked excitement among those who wanted to believe in Nessie's existence, like us.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting pieces of evidence comes from sonar scans, which have often revealed strange, unexplained shapes beneath the surface. While many of these shapes have been dismissed as like large schools of fish, like I said, or underwater trees even, some of the readings have shown unusually large forms, adding to the mystery. More recently, researchers have turned to high-tech methods like drone footage and underwater cameras. But even with these tools, no definitive proof of a large creature has been found in the depths of Loch Ness. She doesn't want to be found.
Let my girl be. And seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
That can be our new tagline. Now, let's talk about the theories. What exactly is the Loch Ness Monster? Is it a real creature or a product of mass hysteria and misidentification? See, I think Nessie could be like the apatosaurus or whichever long neck swims in the water.
I'm trying to think back to my Land Before Time days.
I know. Me too.
Long neck. That's
There's
it.
the long neck that swims in the water.
I don't know. I didn't know they swam.
Yeah. Well, like the brontosauruses and brachiosauruses didn't, but there's one that like has a long neck that is like
Like a giraffe.
or like a like a giraffe, but also like a long neck.
What if it's a mix between a dinosaur and a giraffe? But you didn't think about that.
I think you might be fevered.
I am sick. In more ways than one.
But speaking of talking about dinosaurs, one popular theory is that Nessie could be a prehistoric survivor, perhaps a plesiosaur, a type of marine reptile that lived during the time of the dinosaurs. That might be the one that I'm thinking of. According to this theory, a small population of plesiosaurs could have somehow survived the mass extinction event, retreating into the remote and deep Loch Ness.
We'll post a picture.
So yeah, the plesiosaurs is what I was thinking of.
Or it's a combination of the hepatosaur, bronchiosaur, whatever, and a shark.
Probably. They had a love child that was Nessie.
Mm-hmm.
Another theory is that Nessie could be a large eel. That one seems weird to me. Like she ain't just an eel.
Oh yeah, you and her on good terms.
Yeah, she ain't just an eel. That feels like blasphemy or something. Some have suggested that giant snake-like eels could account for many of the sightings, especially given the size of the loch and the fact that eels are known to inhabit the area.
I kind of am with that one because of the sonar images.
I mean, maybe, but I really want it to be like the plesiosaur, like with a regular body and the big long neck.
Regular body? That's what you
Yeah.
consider a regular body?
Whatever I'm
Is
thinking
that why
of.
you're judging me?
No.
Because I don't have a dinosaur body?
No, a regular body like a brachiosaurus, a brontosaurus, and a apatosaurus.
Like a dinosaur body.
The big dinosaur bodies.
I kind of have a dinosaur
Me
body.
too. I got T-Rex arms.
We have went way off topic on this video.
Sorry, guys. This is all over the place. I also haven't spoken to Sammy face to face in 3 days, so sorry. Some have I already said that. Other theories propose that the sightings of Nessie could be the result of misidentifications, which I never want to believe.
No, that's dumb.
People often claim to have seen Nessie when they observed logs, waves, or even large birds creating ripples on the surface of the water.
I'm sorry. Nessie ain't no log. You know the difference between a log and a freaking reptile dinosaur hybrid shark thing. Good Lord, you may not know what it is, but you know it ain't a dang log.
Or a bird.
Or a bird.
Causing ripples on the surface of the water. Weird. The human brain is also prone to pattern recognition, which might lead people to perceive shapes and creatures when there are none. Well, I mean,
Okay.
that's fact.
but not a freaking log or bird water ripples.
They could have seen Nessie, but your brain tries to protect itself.
That's true.
Remember, Lauren told us that, she's going to break the third wall.
That's true. Can I get my third wall removed? Is that an operation? You think my insurance will cover it?
Call Lauren.
I'll let her do it. She knows what she's doing.
Exactly. And of course, there's the theory that Nessie is simply a myth.
That's wrong.
Nothing more than a creation of local folklore that took on a life of its own due to media sensationalism. After all, the loch's remote location and vast size make an ideal setting for such stories to flourish.
You're not wrong, but you're also wrong.
Very wrong.
She's real.
We're on first name basis.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the many hoaxes and debunked evidence, the mystery of Loch Ness continues to captivate people around the world. Researchers, tourists, and cryptid enthusiasts continue to visit the loch, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature or uncover new evidence. In recent years, modern technology has allowed for more thorough investigations. DNA sampling of the loch's water has been conducted.
Wow.
With some researchers hoping to find traces of an unknown species. While the results have been inconclusive so far, the search continues. Drones and even robotic submarines have scoured the loch's depths, but Nessie remains elusive.
It'd be funny is if they were testing the water and they found something unknown, but then they had to test themselves to make sure, they could rule themselves out. And it was one of them. They were the unknown species. Sorry. I need a nap.
That got weird.
It did. I think I just wrote a whole sci-fi novel.
You did. You'll be taking voice notes later. So what does the future hold for the Loch Ness Monster? Will new technology uncover definitive evidence of its existence? Or will the legend of Nessie remain one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries, continuing to stir up debate, fascination, and intrigue for generations to come? As we look to the future, one thing is clear. The Loch Ness Monster will continue to be a symbol of mystery, wonder, and the unknown, whether it's a creature from the past, a figment of folklore, or something entirely different. Whether you believe in the Loch Ness Monster or not, the story of Nessie is a reminder of the mysteries that still exist in our world. Loch Ness, with its deep waters and remote surroundings, will continue to be a place where speculation, curiosity, and wonder intersect. The search for the truth may never end, but as long as people are fascinated by the legend, the Loch Ness Monster will continue to live on in the hearts and minds of those who dare to dream of what might. I tried to do it all in one breath and I couldn't. The Loch Ness Monster will continue to live on in the hearts and minds of those who dare to dream of what might lie beneath the surface.
I know everyone is going to be shocked to hear this, but I believe.
I also believe. Because I want to. Obviously, there's no definitive proof. It's just
yeah.
But it's cool to think about. We've heard of, I've heard of the Loch Ness Monster since I was a child.
If you can dream it, you can be it, babe.
Don't dream it.
Don't stop believing.
I am singing Rocky Horror, and you're ruining it with Journey. I love Journey, but, worlds collided there.
Wow, that was fascinating. If you are watching this over on YouTube, make sure you comment a wave emoji down in the comment section. Make sure you also like and subscribe. If you are listening over on Apple or Spotify, make sure you leave us a rate and review and comment the wave emoji over on Spotify too. Oh, that rhymed.
Yeah, it did. You're a poet.
And I didn't even know it.
And on that note, stay spooky, friends.